we begin this conversation. My name is Olufunsho Akinsoya, and I am the president of Rainy Day Cooperative, a Lagos registered cooperative society overseen by the Lagos State government and membership globally. We started today's program because we want to educate people before they commit their resources. Okay, are you ready to present? Omar, please let me know when you're ready to
the video. Yes, sir.
Yes. Are you ready to play it now?
Okay, yes, the video, yes, I'm playing it already.
Go ahead. So let me finish the introduction and then you can go ahead and play. So we opened our sessions so that people can ask unfiltered questions about real estate investing. Because no matter who you are, you either live in a house, you own one, you are intending to own one, you want to sell one, you want to buy one, or you even inherited one. So let's say you are not interested in real estate and you inherited one. Are you going to burn it down? Of course not. You have to do something about it. And that's why this conversation is critical. We are bringing our years of experience to this game, and we expect that everyone will ask as many questions as possible. If we have to leave this place at 12 midnight, bring it on. Just bring the questions. Today is a special edition because there is a study that says that most families, their wealth is tied in their residences, in real estate, the primary asset they own after 30, 40 years of work, apart from training the children. The tangible asset they own is usually a piece of property. So if something represents all your active years as a person, then we need to have serious conversations about it. We need to be able to speak candidly about it. And after the presentation, our General Secretary, who is an architect by training and also has been a realtor and leads our construction venture, would be anchoring today's session. So if you know anybody that needs to be here, please go and drag them so that they will not spend 50 million before or 500 million before they learn the lessons they should learn. Because if you take money into something without exposure, you will lose your money, then you will gain experience. So it's better you gain the lessons first before you part with your money. And on that note, I'd like to welcome you once again. And I hope that we have a great time together. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for joining us. We decided to let that slide play. You can see the full video on our excuse me. You see the full video on our YouTube page. So just go to YouTube and check Snag Inspector, SNAGINSPECTOR. Excuse me. So this building, of course, was built by Space Cube Construction Limited, which is the construction company that Snag Inspector is allied with. Or Snag Inspector is a brand under Space Cube Construction Limited. This building was done for an engineer based in Germany, a Nigerian engineer based in Germany. Location is around the Christ Embassy in camp. Um, in not behind redemption camp, 3 by 3, 3 kilometer by 3 kilometer building, and we we handled it, and of course we did that for the person. A few interesting facts I want to share before we go into the main presentation of today. First interesting fact is that this building, this person had to was strict, did, in simple English, let's just say he didn't have a Nigerian account, so he had to a couple of times make payments through a system that we were able to work out for him, and it was flawless. So that was a very important thing we helped him to achieve. So that was something. In addition to that, we're able to help the person to, of course, as you can see, do a presentable and beautiful home, and it opened our eyes. Like I said, the person is based in Germany. He's an engineer. He's a Nigerian engineer based in Germany, and it was on the basis of this that we developed, among other things, anyway, this excuse me please, that we came up with this system that we're sharing with you. So we'll be sharing some slides with you, but we just decided to show you this first of all, to show you how we're able to help this. Interestingly, the engineer did this in partnership with a a family friend also in the US. So it's sort of a family house, and that concept is something that we have begun to encourage a number of our diaspora customers to do, because a number of times, of course, the house is going to be empty. If you just build a house on your own, it can, be empty over 6 months in a year. You do not want that, because of course that raises your maintenance costs. And so when you do these things in partnership with other people, when you do these things in partnership with other people, you are able to save maintenance costs, because there are ways around it. Of course, it's also easier when you come with the idea of terrace apartment, which is what we shared in this morning's video on the Snag Inspector page, and so you can watch the full video. Please, our presenter, help us with the proper slides, so that we get into the business of the day very quickly. But of course, you can watch the full construction process on our YouTube page, as we've said, and you'd be able to see how we went through from concepts, from foundation to finish. So please help us play with the proper slides. Thank you. All right, thank you very much. So, title, this is a, of course, as we've said, this is the Rainy Day Cooperative Society weekly Q&A session. We normally have this every Thursday, and this month we've been talking about real estate opportunities. Last week we talked about the Lagos housing program, we launched, which we recently launched, and you can check the Rainy Day Coop website, rainydaycoop.com/LHP for more information on that. Next slide, please. So we're talking about our theme this evening is Japa or Japada, investing in real estate from abroad with ease. We talked about this person first of all to show proof of concept, like we said, proof of what we've actually done for a Nigerian family based in Germany, an engineer, and of course, we in partnership with their um, relatives in the US. And so they have about 6 bedrooms there, and they share the apartment in a cordial manner, no issues. For you, you may not want to do that. You may want to do it in partnership with your family, friends, and so on and so forth. So let's move on. The challenge. Investing back home. So, what are the common fears Nigerians have? Nigerians abroad have. Number one is land disputes and scams. Number two is wrong documentation, poor project execution, which is very critical. But of course, you have Snag Inspector and you have Space Cube Construction Limited as your construction partners. So that one is not a challenge. Lack of transparency on the part of the government as a stakeholder, on the part of the developing partner, that's the person building for you in simple English, or the person operating and managing the facility for you. And so that's one of the things we thought about, and we said we need to figure figure the solution. Pardon me, please. That we need to figure a solution. Yes, thank you very much for mentioning this. So number one is scams and land disputes. Now there's a slide. I don't know, Miss the. Please help us with the slide where there's a picture that I shared in particular. There's a land, for example. This is just as an example in Yaba in Lagos right now, where people have a particular family has claimed a third of what they call Abule Oja in Yaba area of Lagos. They've said that that entire area belongs to them. One third of that entire area belongs to them. They said one third of that entire area belongs to them, and because of that, everybody who has bought land in that area is in trouble. There is another ancestral family issue that is coming up in Lagos State, in particular around Alimosho local government. I've forgotten the name of the family. I was not able to. Yes, this is the slide, so you can see that public notice. They are proclaiming authority over Abule Oja land. One third of Abule, they claim it is theirs, and so anyone who owns land in these places already is challenged, right? Whereas Yaba is one of the places where real estate in Lagos is as good as automatic. You are 99% sure that there will be users, because Yaba, of course, is a very, you know, is a prime location in Lagos. There's the one in Alimosho. They are the ones in Etiosa. It's not Etiosa. It's around Ibeju, Okunosa, Okunaja. Yes, Okunaja, where there are multiple ancestral claims to land. So the people have taken the government to court, and so on and so forth. So these are issues that Nigerians in diaspora see, and they say, "I am not going to put my money in Nigeria. I don't want to lose my money." There's That's one of the critical problems. Please, next slide. So who is this session? No, no, you can go to the next slide, please. Thank you. Yeah, so who is this session for? Nigerians living abroad, people planning to relocate. Yes. Now, and that's why we've said Japa or Japada, because certain Nigerians living abroad have told me. In fact, we've personally heard of some who said, "I am not putting 1 naira back in Nigeria. I am fully integrating, and I'm not coming back to Nigeria again." Yes, they are not the first set of people to do it. They will not be the last. And then there are those who say, "I just want to make a headway in my life. Nigeria frustrated me, or Nigeria didn't give me certain opportunities. Once I get hit a particular number, I'm coming back to Nigeria. Nigeria is my home, and so forth. So we're doing that for those people. Also, for those who say they are going to relocate, or they are going to straddle between both nations. So I'll have a house in Nigeria, I'll have a house in Germany, I'll have a house in Nigeria, I'll have a house in UK or whatever. There are those people. So those who are coming back and those who are going to straddle between both nations. Diaspora professionals, long-term wealth builders, which means you're not necessarily interested in owning a home to live, but you're interested in doing it as investment. People who, for example, want to build a shop in Oshodi. You know, I am giving you a free. I'm giving you this for free now. If you are thinking of investing in real estate, purely investment now. I'm not talking about a house to live. Build a shopping complex in Oshodi, and come back and thank me. It is guaranteed. Before you lay the foundation, build a warehouse, build a shop in Oshodi, Brown Street, all of those streets. It's gone. It's gone. You can get a 10-year lease before you lay at the moment you've laid the foundation. So for long-term wealth builders, that's an option that they you may want to consider, and that's what this part of what this session is for. Anyone who wants to secure property and farm investment, of course, which is also long-term wealth building in Nigeria. Next slide, please. So yeah, problems often faced. We've shown that slide. We've talked about the fact that there are hidden ownership structures. This is a problem people face. Multiple claims on one piece of land, extended areas of land. So it's not usually just one area. Sometimes it's an entire local government or LCDA, like this Abuleoja case. Invalid transactions you cannot validate with the state government. Lack of physical verification. Risk of fraud and misrepresentation. Yes, so please, Miss B, Miss or Mr. B, you are leaving. You can the YouTube session. You can join us after this session. The YouTube will be uploaded, so you can watch after this session. So lack of physical verification and risk of fraud and misrepresentation. This is a critical thing. I don't need to go into too many details. We've all seen videos. We've heard of people who say, "Oh, their life saving have been lost to land frauds, land scams, and the likes." These are critical issues, and that's the advantage you present. Next slide, please. And that's the our unique. Yeah, you can go through the next slide. It's almost the same thing here. We just decided to make it explicit. Thank you. So, and that's the solution that we have decided to provide at Rainy Day Cooperative Society. Number one thing, which we didn't even list here, is number one, you get a tax friendly investment opportunity, meaning as a member of the Rainy Day Cooperative Society, you are able to engage in the business of real estate, and you save significantly in the form of capital gain tax you should normally pay on real estate. It's not to say you'd not pay, but as a cooperative, there are significant incentives to that. Or there is I would not like to use the word discount, but for want of words, there's almost a significant discount on that. You're also able to get I would say you are able to get what is typically government protected in a sense, because cooperatives are shielded by the government, again, in terms of the structure of ownership versus a limited liability company that sells real estate to you. So that's the cooperative side. But beyond that, we also have number one, verified projects. So we have a few locations that we're going to be sharing with you. So those projects are verified, and of course there's secure documentation. We are very If you've followed our page Snag Inspector for a long time, you'd notice that we are very, very keen on proper documentation. We have even gone to the extent of helping people who want to build for to sort and clear their their title documents and all of that before, which of course is not our scope. Our job is to build your house and go, if you like, but we are, because it does not make sense for someone to invest $500,000 of their life savings and then they tell them that they've built somewhere that cannot be built upon. So we are very keen on secure documentation, verified projects where there are no issues, there is no government approval issue, and all of those things are not a problem. Next, okay, so our goal is stress-free real estate and farmland investment from anywhere. I'll have you. Interestingly, one of the items we intend to discuss today is physical allocation for our farmland, and of course the updates on our C of O, because we've already begun the C of O application for our farmland. So we're very keen on clean title. So even where there's no C of O, we ensure that we get government, the governor's consent and all of those documents. Next slide, please. So what are our current I do not like the use of the word investment, really, because in cooperatives we do not use that word investment. What we say, well, we use the word investment loosely, but it's collective. um Mr. President, remind me of that word. It's a collective. Let's use the word investment, but it's not the word investment. I've forgotten the word we use in cooperative, but basically we don't use the word investment because you are a member of a cooperative, and of course one of the prerequisites for being involved with these is that one becomes a member of the rainy day cooperative society, and as a member of the cooperative society you are sharing in the, I mean, you are sharing benefits as members, and of course we, at the end of the year, we share surplus and all of those things. Please move back to slide one. Yeah, so number one is Lagos housing projects. Now we have a couple of locations within Lagos and Greater Lagos. We have the locations are, I will talk about them. The slides have gone off. Anyway, I'll continue. The locations are primarily, sorry, the locations are primarily Lagos mainland. The locations, sorry, the locations are primarily Lagos mainland. We have and then on the outskirts of Lagos. So on the outskirts of Lagos, we do, yes, thank you. On the outskirts of Lagos, we have, okay, let me not go into details. Thank you. So strategic locations, high, I mean, I don't want to go into all of these drab details. We have number two, the Ogbomoso cashew farmland, which we've talked about over and over again. Please go to the next slide. And then we have other locations across the country. So prime sale opportunities in Bluestone, Moe, and so forth. Now let's be specific. So I just wanted us to go through the bullet points. Now the specific, to be specific, we have a couple of locations. Number one, I would start from what we call Greater Lagos or outside Lagos. So within the Shimawa axis and Mowe Ibafo axis, we have the Bluestone estate. Now Bluestone is owned by a popular Nigerian televangelist. We all know him. You can easily guess who it is. And he has a number of, I mean, so in partnership with different real estate companies, including companies that we are partnered with, they have several acres of land. And so what we are, and they all have COO, first of all, COOs that are serviced. So it's not that you have to pay another money to the government of the state to renew the COO. So we are able to work in partnership with those people because we are partnered with those organizations. As a matter of fact, we had a project there where I was the project manager in 2022 in Bluestone Phase 1, where they have some popular estates in Mowe. You can Google that and you'd see the location. Bluestone Phase 1 Mowe is just a few kilometers after the Gateway Mortgage Bank. So we have that. We also have a partnership with Pentagon Estate. Pentagon Estate has 5 phases. It's opposite Chrisland University. So through companies we are partnered with and ourselves, we are going to be able to do terraced apartments, um, 2, 3, 4 bedroom terraced apartments, um, blocks of flats in some of those locations as the approval agencies would permit. So that's okay. The name of the man is already written there. So that's the estate belongs to the land belongs to Pastor Ashimolo. I didn't realize it's indicated there. Then high growth. There are high growth investment zones, obviously along the Lagos Ibadan Expressway, so not too far from the Lagos airport. And interestingly, Ogun State now has an airport on the other side. So you have that. And as we know, there are going to be international flights from that Gateway International Airport in Ogun State, I think starting in June. So that's an incentive for some persons. Now, one of the things that I want to emphasize is that you don't have to, which is why we made that video this morning. You don't have to do any investment on your own. We'll go back to the other sub themes in the slide, but you don't have to do this on your own. You can, we generally encourage, and that's the point of a cooperative. We generally encourage the idea of group work, which means rather than my name is Testimony, I'm trying to build my own 150 million naira duplex, and I'm going to drill my own borehole. I'm going to get my own water tank. I'm going to buy my own pump. I'm going to connect my own NEPA pole or do my own solar. If you have 10 persons, 10 terrace houses, for example, can be built on approximately um, maybe 1,800 square meters or 1,200, depending on the design. Now, those 10 members of the Rainy Day Cooperative Society can say, oh, we prefer to have it in Bluestone, or the location in Irawo in Lagos. We have a location we're prospecting in Irawo in Lagos. That's under item 1. We also have locations in Abuja and all of that. So I don't want us to go into all of those details. It's the idea I want us to understand, and then we can go into the specifics after the meeting. The point is that rather than you doing that alone and then you spend 150, 200 million, you are able to do that same 2, 3 bedroom or four, well, maybe not 4 bedroom, 2, 3 bedroom terrace apartment, and you are probably going to spend about 80 million. Why? Because in Mowe Ibafo, you are spending in Mowe Ibafo, for example, the land is significantly cheaper. In Mowe Bafo, or even in Irawo. For example, where we're looking at in Irawo, the land is barely 200,000, I think 200 and something thousand, 100 and something thousand per square meters. I'll confirm the price, but I know it's about 25 million naira for 600 square meters, which is about 3 terraced apartments. Whereas if you go all the way to your desired part of Nigeria that you love, Lekki, Bagada, Ikeja, Jerry, you are spending almost 800,000 naira per square meter. So you have saved cost in land, which is part of why Nigerian houses are expensive, to be honest, because you are spending so much on land. As a matter of fact, many of the houses that we feel are overpriced in Nigeria, up to half of the price is land, which is not right. The global standard is about 7 to 12%. That's what the value. So the value of your house is 100 million. Only 7% of to 12% of that should be for land. But what people typically spend in Nigeria is up to 40 to 50%. So whatever the location, so we have in Abuja, like we've talked about, where people can buy houses and demolish. We are working within, at least for the mainland locations, we are working within a band that is between 12 to 30 million naira per plot. Of course, that then gets split if it's block of flats or if it's terrace. Now, if you want your own fully detached or semi-detached apartment, of course, you know that that will cost you more. But we're just saying that our goal is to ensure that Nigerians in diaspora are not spending way beyond their means, and they are able to partner and collaborate and say, okay, 6 of us can come together, 5 of us can come together. Okay, me, I don't want to live in Lagos. Now, for those who want to live on the island, we are working on land in the island and all of that. We have a project ongoing on the island, which we talked about last week, That one is a fully detached duplex. You can watch last week's video for that. But we're saying that for those who are looking to save cost on land, these are the options. So there's the Mowe Bafo, there's the Abuja and Shimawa estates, all with valid. Some have valid COO, some and do not have, like the Shimawa one doesn't have a COO, but it is what do you call it? It's free of acquisition, and of course we always encourage due diligence on the part of our partners. So we're saying in summary that these locations, whatever location you choose, the common theme is that you are able to save significantly on the cost of the land. That's the common theme, and that's what we're really emphasizing. The other option, of course, being that you can buy an existing building, some of which we also have. Again, we're not going into all of those details because I mean, we don't want to bore you with the slide, but we want to help you to understand that concept. You get an existing building and you just renovate and bring it to standard and you live there, which is obviously significantly cheaper than starting a brand new project. All right, so how our investment process works, you've seen that here. There are systems for transparency. We can discuss those in the Q&A, allocation confirmation and the likes. The same goes for our farm. So for example, for our farm, we're already working on the physical allocation. We're setting out this week. I don't know if we can share the pictures of that with us this afternoon. If not, we can share on the WhatsApp group we'll be creating after this, for those who may be interested. We are doing physical allocations. We'll be announcing on Instagram and as well, for a whole week. So those who want to physically visit will receive emails on the dates when they will visit already. So we are very big, like we said, on proper documentation and on transparent allocation of these things. We visit, you are able to see what is going on. Next slide. I think that will be the final slide. All right, so key documents every partner must know. Number one, of course, survey plans, deed of assignment, registered deed, registered. This should be, yeah, registered deed of assignment. Sorry about that. That's not registered title. Registered deed. Then in some cases you have to see the contract of sale. That's part of the critical document you need to see, and we guide you through all of these stages. Next slide, please. So yeah, we do land documentation, all of these. I'm sure we've talked about this over time. Next slide. All right, so we this is just to repeat last week's message. The rainy day cooperative housing, Lagos housing program, is the primary investment vehicle for this. To repeat that concept, what we're saying is that people who are members of there's a rainy day housing fund, Lagos housing fund, managed by the Lagos State rainy day cooperative society, and you can either come in as an investor or come in as a buyer. You can see more information on the website. I believe the website is attached. Next slide, please. All right, so we are open to take your questions on any of the things we have mentioned. So I'm happy to take your questions, and if you want any specific information now, we'll be happy to share with you. Thank you.
Question. Do we just, I hear myself, but do we just ask or do you want us to type a question and you answer?
Yes, you can ask directly. You can type. It's free for all.
Okay. This is my first meeting in participation in this meeting. And what I'm trying to understand is the ownership model. Is it that if you're part of this cooperative, you pay to the cooperative and the cooperative owns the assets, or are you the one owning the assets and the cooperative is more giving you advice and guidance?
So to respond clearly on that, I would say it is the latter. The cooperative is the organizing vehicle for you to get that asset. Instead of you as um, Ima O, and Testimony A, and who else to go one by one into a place and try to get something done for yourself. We are coming together and negotiating and organizing to achieve a purpose. We are only using an official vehicle that has government oversight to organize this process. I hope that's clear to you.
Okay,
So
I
it's still
understand.
your asset. It's still
Yes.
the asset belongs to you. The cooperative is just the vehicle for achieving it. It's just like even in the workplace. Oh, we want to buy something together in the office, want to buy lunch together, or we want to buy anything together. You buy it as a collective, you share it, and everybody takes what belongs to them.
All right. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. So, does anyone have any more questions? Um, there are a number of things we want to discuss. You may want to, especially if you were here last week. If not, last week you can, if it's based on today's subject, we can still take your questions.
Okay, whilst we are waiting for those who want to ask their questions, I'd like to mention that the Lekki project is either you are coming in as a buyer, you want to buy a project when it's completed, and we'll be happy to have you. We'll be happy to facilitate that conversation. And you can carry out your due diligence on the land and all the associated documents, or you want to invest, and the investment is only open to members of Rainy Day Cooperative Society. So if you are not a member, you have to join first. And the person who shared this link with you has to recommend you to become a member of Rainy Day. So whoever shared the link with you, just contact them. Oh, I'd like to invest in this project. And then they will recommend you to join Rainy Day, and then you can invest in the project. The project is Christopher Adiku, who offered you the access to this program? Because we like to maintain a trail for everyone for regulatory reasons. Okay, yes. So Testimony will usher you in to become a member. Just hold the hem of his garment and it will bring you in. Do you have his contact? Pardon me. Do you want to drop your contact or something for someone to follow up with you, or you want to text Testimony privately?
Yeah. So I wanted to say that we would be okay. Yeah, you can text. Thank you very much. We can. Mr. Ima is asking what does it cost to be a member. I will answer that, but I wanted to say that we are offering us a WhatsApp group because, like I said, there are many locations, and we don't want this evening to be cluttered with too many unnecessary questions. For example, there are two locations in Lugbe in Abuja, for example, where there are vacant land. I mean, there are lands you can just demolish and rebuild. There's the Pentagon. There's the other locations. And once you get into those specifics, it gets messy. So we didn't want that. That's why we just decided to give us bullet points. So we would be setting up a WhatsApp group. I believe we are going to be able to get your email addresses from this session. So we would send you an email address with the link to join the WhatsApp group, where we would strictly share only information on the specific locations, what will be built there, and of course, those details. However, they are still under the bracket. They all would still fall under the ones in the Lagos area will fall under the Lagos Housing Program, and you can check the link on Rainy Day page for that. But we are just saying that we would be happy to have your contacts so that it would be easier to share the specifics of each project, and of course you can ask specific direct questions and engage your lawyers. Please, by all means, it is, we always say this, engage your lawyers, engage your if you want to engage private investigators, you can, and just do your due diligence, and then of course we work together and bring those projects to life, just as one we played in the beginning of the session.
Okay, so there are two tracks to becoming a member. It's either you are coming through our farm investment or you are coming through the Lagos Housing Program. The farm is the cashew plantation. It's a rainy cashew farm estate. It's an existing special purpose vehicle built for the purpose of owning the cashew estate in Ogbomoso. Ogbomoso is the mecca of cashew in Nigeria. I mean, it's globally known for being one of the best sources of cashew in the world. And we have set up a farm there. As we speak with you, our surveyors were there even today to mark out the blocks so that allocation commences for individuals. We geotag the places and show you where what you have belongs to you. So, Imao, again, I would say the same thing I said to Christopher. Please reach out to who invited you. Imao, please help me with you.
Yeah,
But the
so
person who invited you.
Yes, sorry. Well, I got a message from Snag Inspector.
Okay, so do well to drop a message in DM or your contact or any of the places where you got the link so
yeah,
that
so
someone will follow up on you.
I'm dropping the
But
phone number. So please send. There's a phone number here because I know you won't want your emails and phone numbers all over. So please drop your phone numbers, or send a WhatsApp message, to the number I've dropped in the chat box right now. It's a WhatsApp number. You can send your message and just say invited by Snag Inspector, invited by Mr. A, invited by whoever. So you would get the link because it's digital. So you get the link for the person who invited you, and then you'd use that. Of course, you'd use that to get into the website. You can also drop your email address because we will be sending out profiles, investment profiles for different projects as well. So you can also send out your email, send us your email addresses, and then you'd be able to get those details directly on your phone numbers and your email addresses, so that
yeah,
we keep
I hear you. But what I'm wondering is how much does it cost? Is the price depending on who's reaching out? You
Oh,
must know
no,
how
no,
much
no,
it
no.
costs to be a member.
To be a member of Rainy Day Cooperative is tied. Membership is product. I said product. Offer dependent. So, for example, if you to be a mem to if you join in through the Rainy Day Farm, Cashew Farm, Ogbomosho Cashew Farm, the minimum investment, the price is now up. I think it's now 2.7, right? So you buy in, the moment you buy into that, you're automatically a member. So there's no registration fee. We used to have a registration fee, but we've taken that out. So it's strictly now project based. If you are doing the Lagos housing program as well, there is there's a breakdown on that Lagos housing program. That's what's on the page, so you can check it out. I think it starts from 5 million or thereabouts.
Okay.
You can check that page, and yes, so that's what is showing on the slide. So okay, 1 to 9 million. Sorry, 1 million is the entry for that, and of course, that's that's what gives you access. So it's strictly based on your, or I shouldn't use the word strictly. It's guided by the investment you you the option you choose. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right. Is there do you have any more questions? Please remember, of course, if you want to see any of our projects, Space Cube Construction Limited, who's the construction partner with Rainy Day Cooperative Society, you can um, check our YouTube page and you'd see all of the projects. And if you have questions, if you want to renovate, repair your home, build a brand new home, or you want to do something as a collective, as members of Rainy Day Cooperative, I mean, you can also let us know. If we
Yeah.
do not have any
Hello.
further,
Okay,
okay.
so Professor Okonkwo is trying to ask a
I'm
question.
just, yeah, I want to ask, is there a deadline to show interest or to make the first payment? Yeah, is there
So
any specific deadline?
we have project cycles. So for the Lekki project, we are going to be closing out that project in the next 2 weeks, or whatever we want to do about that project. We want to be done with it in the next 2 weeks. So
Okay.
anybody who wants to invest in that Lekki project, they need to make up their mind and commit in the next 2 weeks. Then the housing fund in general, the housing program in general, that's an ongoing program. So the other part that is also time bound. So there are 3 things now. The housing program itself, which is an ongoing thing. You have money, you want to just place it in a cooperative and earn returns on it. That's available. You want to invest in the Lekki project specifically, that's time bound. In 2 weeks, we are not welcoming anybody again. Then the last one is participating in specific projects. We would inform our members first. Anybody who keys in becomes reserved before we announce it to the public. So once we confirm any of our locations that we are working on right now, we would announce to members first. So if we announce 12 terraces, Testimony, please share the picture of a terrace that one of the terraces that we have designed. If we announce 12 terraces and all of the 12 are subscribed by members, then we will only tell you about the project by the way of gist if you are not a member. And if you are a member and when they were committing and you did not commit at that time, and an outsider commits ahead of you, well, happy birthday to you. So those are the 2 sides to it. There is the project-specific commitment and there is the ongoing Lagos Housing Program commitment. The people, and we stated it there, if you scroll down to the bottom of the page, you have said that for every project, if you meet the band to be a subscriber for that project, if your commitment meets the band to be a subscriber for that project, you automatically have access to that project. So for example, if for a project on the mainland, your minimum, you are invested to the tune of over 10 million, you're automatically a potential subscriber because your commitment is significant enough for you to even financially commit to the project. If it is not up to that level, then you either need to wait till you can afford to come, because you can't be, let me explain it, you cannot be trying to buy it into a 250 million naira project with a 10 million naira commitment. It doesn't match. So the intricacies of it is for members to stay tuned to every project that we announce. Then the Lekki project, I don't think, do we have any picture of the Lekki project at the moment? We'll be having a site visit there by God's grace on Saturday. So if you know anybody who is in the market for that kind of sizable, grand project, 5-bedroom terrace, it's high-end stuff, do let them know and they can join us on that broadcast.
For what price?
You said?
The 5-bedroom terrace is for what price?
We are looking in the north of 600 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
the next question is,
go ahead, please.
This projects, it look like you have separate projects. Do they have separate banking account, or is that single the bank account for properties or estates? I know there was one
Oh, yes.
account
It's
posted.
a single account that is dedicated to real estate investment for the cooperative. As time goes on, we can then begin to break it when we have need to break it, because there's a way you do accounts in cooperative to avoid unnecessary scrutiny from the regulators. They expect that you start something, then you grow it, and not incur a lot of bank charges. Because if you check our books, our books for 2025 now has been submitted. Last year, they went through our account, they made certain recommendations, and we shared with the members. So if something as simple as bank charges is too high in your reporting, the regulator is going to ask you, why are you incurring so much bank charges for your members? So it's best that we put everything together and then we report it accordingly in the accounting system of the cooperative, that, oh, we are a digital cooperative, so whatever you place for this or that will be recorded accordingly. Oh, this is for the Lekki project. Oh, this is for I want to also subscribe to a building. When you start, both will be mentioned appropriately. But the ball, the canopy over all of them is the Lagos Housing Program. I hope you understand me, sir.
Yeah, I understand.
I have a
So
question.
if you make payments, is there a section in that what is it called now? That your online account? Is there a section where you can pick or signify which one you are actually investing
Oh, yes.
into?
No, so when you make your payments, you go to the dashboard and upload it, and just inform the administrator. The administrator will contact you and will clarify which one you are. But there is a portal that you would upload your receipts, and it is under, just like the cashew farm, which I'm sure you are aware about. You would upload your receipts and it will be acknowledged, and then the admin will do the necessary back office work.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay. I think Mr. Adiki, you were trying to say something.
Yes, I have a question. If you could speak a little on the membership. Someone asked a question earlier, and you had mentioned there's no enrollment fees, but it is based off of the project that the person is investing in. But then down the road, you also said that if somebody make a contribution of, say, 10 million, that is a significant amount. Compared to somebody who had made 1 million, and the 1 million person is not eligible to invest in that particular property. So what is the threshold? Is each of the property has a minimum investment, and if you do that, either minimum or maximum, you stay in that investment? Is that what it is?
Okay, so let's be clear now. There are two tracks to this. To every property, you're either an investor where you are just getting economic returns. You are putting in your money, and you, as a member, and you are, so in the Lekki project now, statistically speaking, most people are not going to be able to own a 600 million naira home. That's a fact. Do we all agree on that?
Sure.
So, however, in completing that project, you can invest your 10 million, or you can invest your 5 million and get our rate is 20% for less than 10 million. Get your 20% ROI by the time the project is sold. So you didn't necessarily buy the house, but you have made money off of it through the program. The other side is that when we are now building terraces in mainland Lagos, in locations that are not high-end, so Mowe, Abuja, mainland Lagos, outside of the GRA, for example, and the project is, say, 60 million per unit or 70 million per unit. anybody who is doing 10 million and above can then be informed that to say, oh, do you want to subscribe? Do you want to buy a unit in this project? That's a different thing from them just earning 20% on the project that they know they are not going to invest in. They just want to make something on their money and have a nice time. But this time, we are saying if we are, when we are building a bunch of terraces, we now ask all of you that put 10 million in this, at least 10 million in this program, do you want to become an off-taker of this project? So let me use that word, off-taker versus financial investor or member investor. So do you want to be an off-taker in this project? Say, oh yes, I want to be an off-taker. Then would ask, or you would authorize us to use that fund as a commitment in the project. So you can then be counted amongst the 12 or 20 or 50 that have committed to take on that project, because off-taker commitment is very important in housing. You cannot be building a house with nobody wants, especially at the lower end of the ladder. So when you have committed to that, you don't get to pay agency fees. That's one of the advantages. You don't get to pay agency fee, which is significant in Nigeria. I think it's about 5% for the most part. You are kept abreast of the development of the project, and then as the milestones evolve, you continue to service your commitment, and then you are allocated one of the units to own one. So is it clearer now? The off-taker perspective and the member investor perspective.
Yeah, I think the off-taker part did make sense. And the reason why I ask, so I've been engaged in a similar investment since 2021, but they do not offer an off-taker options. So you invest as an investor, how many units you're buying, and you get a return of a percentage that was advertised on that particular property. But yeah, thank you.
Yes, so the reason why we are bringing the off-taker concept is that we are not, Rainy Day is not a conventional business, it's a cooperative. The first purpose of cooperative, according to the global principles of cooperative movement, is the well-being of the members. So we have to, as much as we are prioritizing money, we also have to prioritize the people. And that's why we introduced the off-taker part to it. Because some of the properties that our parents own today, they bought it just by a stroke of luck 40, 30, 50 years ago. Just a friend mentioning to them that, oh, this thing is available. Can you key into it? They keyed in, and then that has become our permanent address many years later. So that's why we have introduced the off-taker angle to it, so that we can also be realistic in the kind of houses that we build. So if people say, oh, I guess your 200 million naira houses are too many, most of us cannot afford it, then we begin to ask ourselves that, oh, can we look for areas where where our off-takers can afford more of it? That way we don't want to be building those empty houses that you see on the island. Are you with me, Mr. Adiku?
Yes.
So when you take feedback from your members and they say, oh, we like these financial ones, they are making money for us, but we too, let us own something. Okay, what is your price band? That Presido, just do something around 70 million. Okay, God, maybe when God answers my prayer, I can do like 100 million. Then we, like Mr. General Secretary said, we then look for the land cost that enables us to still deliver that quality. And why are we confident on this quality? We are doing direct procurement, number one, and we are also pulling member resources together without the constraints of conventional banking and finance systems. So by the time we deliver a building for 80 million, you are sure that if it was a conventional developer, they'll probably charge you 150 million for the same quality because they have many intermediaries, financial intermediaries to deal with. We don't have that. It is members supporting members to achieve home ownership. Then for the projects like the Lekki project, if you bring someone, okay, you are not interested. There are some people like myself now, I don't see myself living in that kind of environment for various reasons. Some people would, even when they have the money flowing over, they will not live in certain parts of Lagos. So you can also make some income by bringing a subscriber. I say, oh, I like, or my uncle wants to buy this Lekki property. We will pay you your commissions. That's also one of the ways that we are investing in our own community. I hope that makes a lot of sense. Ms. Pratt, please check your. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Yeah, no, it does. So my second question is, how does members of the cooperative benefits from the MRIF federal government program?
Okay, there are multiple sides to this, and there are some things I would like to not say on record.
Okay.
So the MRIF, there are multiple sides to this. The MRIF is a great program. However, it's a work in progress. We believe that we can deliver better value now to people who already have the funds or they have the cash flow. Doesn't mean they have all the cash sitting in the bank. But someone who can commit, say, 10 million every month to home ownership or 7 million every month to home ownership will realize better value through our home ownership program than getting on a mortgage system for various reasons. Because the mortgage system has many intermediaries, all of them trying to get paid well for their services, as against a cooperative initiative that is not profit-driven. Cooperatives are non-profits in Nigeria. It's the business that is a business model that is for self-help. So we can agree that, oh, we want, for example, we have a site close to Redemption Camp. We can all agree that, oh, that's a good site because it's close to Redeem and there's a lot of existing activities there. We can go there to go and take advantage of that. When we do that kind of project and it's remaining excess, we can say, okay, we have so much, let's call MRIF to come and join us. But in terms of quality build and price, we, from a strictly data point of view, removing the sentiments and whatever, our Lagos housing program has a better way of delivering quality at a lower cost than most of the properties listed on the MRIF. And also, there is many steps to do before you even eventually list your property on the MRIF. And anybody listing their property on the MRIF, they are sure going to want to extract the most value out of you. So we are beginning with those who want to just do off plan. They pay, we build, they pay, we build, we complete. Everybody shakes hands and everybody goes home. When we have excess, we welcome the MRIF customers.
Thank you.
Any other questions, please? So, let me speak to the direct procurement. One of the things that we have found out is that there's a lot of compromise in build quality because of the procurement methods that companies often use to deliver these buildings. They are trying to make the most money because of their business model. So they've borrowed money at very exorbitant rates. and they need to return those monies back to the owners. So they would have to compromise in certain ways, which then affects the procurement costs or the procurement decisions. The Lagos Housing Program offers us a unique opportunity to bring all our members together. So we have members who own furniture factories, for example, plan with them, work with them in terms of materials supply that then become inputs to construction, and absorb that into the project without the burden of interest interest rates, financing costs, and all those other procurement issues. That way, we are able to focus on quality and deliver at a good price, because we don't have any intermediary we are trying to satisfy. The furniture factory owner is a member. It's not like they are trying to sell to a third party that they need to make the most money out of. And then the cooperative itself also has experts like quantity surveyors, architects, engineers, who can look through these things and negotiate on behalf of the collective, have a win-win, and you'll be able to midwife the completion of the project, and everybody shakes hand on it. So I'm not a procurement expert, but I know that direct procurement does a whole lot in terms of reducing inefficiencies and bloated costs in construction projects. So that's one of the benefits that we are banking on to pass on to our members. I hope that makes sense to everyone listening.
Yes.
Right. So please, you can check our you can check all of our associated websites for more information. And for those of you who have shared your contacts, we will continue to be in touch with us so that we can advance on all that we've discussed. If there is no further question, we would like to bring this meeting to a close. So I just want to ask for the last time, if you have any direct questions based on today's presentations or based on the subjects that have been discussed. If we do not, please stay tuned. The YouTube link will be shared. For those of us who shared our email addresses, would get it. You will get the YouTube. But if not, just type Rainy Day Coop on YouTube. You'll see our previous videos, and you'd also have the video of this by morning or by midnight. In fact, it should be uploaded on YouTube, so you can go over and share with people who would have wanted to be a part but were unable to participate. All right, thank you very much to everyone. Have a wonderful evening, and bye bye.